Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. So this channel has been primarily an Asheron's Call channel. I've done videos exclusively on Asheron's Call. But man cannot live on Asheron's Call alone. So today in this video I'm going to play a little ASKA. And so I've been hooked on this game for the last couple weeks or so. It's pretty awesome. It's a Viking city builder. It has RPG elements to it. It's got a little bit of a kind of a tower defense might not be the right word, but you do get invaded, so you do have to protect your village. You can establish villagers that will do work for you. It's pretty awesome. So enough talking about it. Why don't we start playing it? Let's just dive in. So we'll go ahead and we'll start a new game, and I've already got a seed. So one of the strategies for this game is there are three primary things you want to do to establish your home base. There's three things to consider. And the first being, on the map there are undiscovered mines. You want to find one of these mines. This will contain the ore that you'll need, the iron ore that you'll need to craft the later weapons. So that's the first piece. Second, you want to try to find a wolf den. That'll help you establish your pelts and things that you'll need for your armor and clothing. As well, you can have pets in this game, so you can trap wolves or wolfor, however you pronounce them, the Viking name for them, wolves, and you can make them pets, and they can fight with you, fight alongside you. And then the final thing, you can do shipbuilding in this as well. So we want to try to find somewhere that's somewhat close to the shore. So we want to kind of try to triangulate those areas and build in between those locations. It's one of the recommended best starting strategies. So when you first start a game, you're going to get this screen here to choose a world type. There's custom world, and you can do a lot of things with the world. You can adjust the terrain, height, the different terrain aspects. You can adjust what time of the year you start. And there is seasons in this game, spring, summer, winter, fall, so you can adjust when you start. The amount of rain, how long the days last, etc. So the whole bunch of configuration for a custom world. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to go ahead and use the normal starting world. So the map is procedurally generated, so it comes with a seed, and I already have a seed that I've been playing with, and that's not it. Let me grab the seed real quick. That I've already located the mine, the wolf den, and close to the shore. What you would typically do is when you start a new game, if you generate a seed, and then you just kind of have to go explore and find those things. One of the strategies I've seen is to start a world, go find those things, find your perfect location, find those three strategic points of interest, and then save your game, save that seed, and then start a new game with that seed. So then you already know where everything's at. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save our game. We're going to get super creative with the name here, and yeah, we're going to call it that. You can create custom characters. There's up to 9 presets. You can play as a female Viking, or a female or a male Viking. The character customization screen is not as robust as some other games are, but you can adjust your hair, your beard, your body tattoos, your body style, things like that. So there's a bit of customization. But for now, I've already created this Ragnar dude that has kind of the look I want to start with. So we'll just use him. And let's get started. So when you get dropped into the world, you're in the shipwreck, and if you turn around, there's this very big creature staring at you in a very ominous way. He growls at you and calls you a name and then leaves. So we don't need to worry about him. I don't know, maybe late in the game we have to deal with him. I don't know. But for now, You get dumped off here, and you're going to get these 5 Yodam blood gems. And these gems are the things that are going to be used to, you feed what's called the Eye of Odin. It's a little structure you build. You put these gems in there, and it will send out a beacon to attract villagers. And so those Yodam blood gems are the key to getting your villagers to show up and start helping you build and establish your settlement. So the first thing we want to do is, there's resources everywhere. When you press the Z button, it's going to scan the area, and it's going to highlight the things that you can harvest, that you could craft, or that you can mine, and so forth. This is a wisp. We'll deal with him real quick. He's the kind of the annoying little creature in the game that will show up to bother you. These guys do drop fiber and sticks, which is pretty awesome. Fiber in particular is extremely valuable in this game, and you can never get enough of it. So these guys will drop it, which is cool. You also get, the primary source is going to be your fiber bushes. And then also you can break down materials. So in this game, similar to like Imperium Survival Craft, I think is the name of the game, you start with, like, for example here, young fir. This will give you long sticks. It also gives you sticks and resin and some other things. But you can break down those long sticks into sticks. You can break down bark into fiber, and you can kind of decompose stuff pretty extensively. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, so what it's asking us to do is to establish a fire. So let's bring up the menu again. We got our little wisp dude that's going to help us advance along the way. So where'd you hide at? Where'd you go? You were just right there. There you are, hiding behind the tree. So if we talk to our wisdom wisp here, he's going to say, warm welcome. Press B to open the build menu and build a simple fire. You can find it under the bushcraft category. A simple fire burns out and disappears when the fuel is all used. So that's the first thing he wants us to do, is build a simple fire. So with most of the recipes in this game, we can pin them. So we'll go ahead and pin that there, and it'll give us an indication of what tasks we're trying to work on. As well, it's going to tell us what materials we're going to need to do that. Alright, so we want to, I recommend the first thing we do is we find some stones, we find some sticks, and let's make a pickaxe. Small stones seem to be the hardest things to find early on for some reason, for me anyway. So we'll create the pickaxe first, and then from the pickaxe we can mine the smaller rocks to get small stones, and you can get large stones as well, but we'll need small stones to make our axe, and then we can get wood. These rocks near the shore do have mussels on them, so we'll grab some of those. There'll be some food we'll eat. Early on, we start in the spring. If you're doing the default campaign or default map or whatever, default game, you're going to start in the spring. So starting in the spring, there are a lot of berries. There's these mussels on the shore. So that'll be really your starting food. You will be able to build farms and all kinds of stuff as you progress to bolster your food, as well as hunting and fishing and all that stuff. A lot of really cool survival mechanics in this game. So plenty of food out there. So these guys are white, so they're zombies. There is a zombie shipwreck right there, which will contain a boss. In fact, let's go check that out real quick, show you that. There are bosses in this game, so like Valheim in a way, they do have bosses that you can fight. There's not a lot of similarities between this and Valheim, but boss fights are one. Oh yeah, so over here's a shipwreck, and there's going to be a bunch of these rights hanging out. And we will, when we build our first weapon, we're gonna fight one of these guys, because they do drop broken bone fragments. which is a good starting weapon to have. So we'll do that. Let's get a few more stones here real quick. We'll build our pickaxe, and then we'll go fight one of these dudes. Are you just gonna follow me like a buddy? What's up, buddy? Me and you wanna hang out? They are slow. They're pretty easy to avoid. Go away. Go away. And between them and the wisp, they're fairly easy mobs to kind of contend with early on. There are these. Let me get in a safer spot here, and we'll build our pickaxe real quick. So there are, what I just drank out of there are these water collectors around the world that will, as the name suggests, will collect water that you can drink out of. But more importantly, those are needed to establish your water wells. So you have to build a well on top of those. So when you're looking for your base, I mentioned the 3 things that you want to do. You also want to be close to maybe a couple of those collectors, because they will, you will want to build on your wells early on. Water, food, all those things are necessary to survive. So when we are establishing, we'll make a point of finding those near our base. Alright, so first thing we want to build is a stone pickaxe. Let's go ahead and do that. Next thing is going to be an axe, which we need more stones. Oh, I didn't see you there. What's up? Alright, so now that we've got a pickaxe, let's go find some rocks to crush. So these stone clumps, they will give you stones, both small and large. I see you. So we'll go ahead and stop here. Now your stamina does run out, so you got to monitor that, especially when you're fighting. It will run out, and you'll have to disengage until it regenerates, and then same thing with harvesting as well. It will deplete as you harvest, so you'll need to step away, let it regenerate. It regenerates fairly quickly, so it's not a big deal, but just something to keep in mind. Where did you go? Did you just fall through the earth? No, there you are. Alright, so in order to process these guys, I need a knife. So let's go figure out what we need for that. So we need stone blades for that as well. Again, small stones and rope are going to be your best friends early on and later on and throughout the whole game. So we might as well, while we're at it, we'll build all our tools first, and then we'll go find our house to live at, or our establishment. When picking things up, you can press the E button to pick them up, or if you want to pick up multiple, you can press the T button, and that's really handy, especially when you're kind of trying to sort through a lot of, like when you chop down a big tree, there's all kinds of materials that drop, and so to try to pick up all like kind things, T is a great hotkey, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, so let's get our knife and we'll go process this dude real quick. Oops, first we gotta create our stone blade. Everything builds on everything. So we'll get our stone blade, we'll get our stone knife, and then we'll go get the bone chips off of this guy. Bone fragments. Bone spurs. So early on, this game is pretty slow. It takes a while to gather things, but as you progress and you get your villagers start helping you, things do pick up a lot quicker. But yeah, early on it's a bit of a grind. All right, so now we've got our bone fragments, so we can create our spiked club. But we'll get a few more rocks here real quick. I think I probably need more. It is starting to get dark, and if the game gets dark here, I'll adjust the gamma settings. There are a lot of settings, just like a lot of really good games. They'll have settings for video, audio, key binding, all that stuff. This game's no different, so you can adjust things like your VSync and a bunch of configuration. I won't get into that. I'll leave that to you to discover and configure the way you like. But suffice to say that stuff exists. Alright, so let's look at what we got here. So we've got a stone pickaxe, we've got our stone knife. We actually want to create an axe first before we create, just to make sure. Let's create our axe first. Let's build all our pieces. I already built all the rope, enough of it. Alright, so let's do our stone axe. That'll allow us to... What are we missing? Oh, we need sticks. Alright, let's go grab some sticks real quick. It always seems like you need one more thing. Like, oh, I needed one more stick, I needed one more rock, I needed one more whatever. Yeah, it's part of the fun, I guess. Okay, so stone axe, now we got enough for that. Let's craft that. The other thing we want to create too is our wooden hoe. So we're going to be terraforming here pretty soon. So we want to create our wooden hoe, and we'll create all this stuff. But let's go chop down. Let's go find a small tree to chop down here real quick. Actually, let's grab some more rocks real fast, and we'll chop down a tree. And then we will go set up our fire, and we will do as our welcome wisp demands of us. Alright, and here's a young fir. We can harvest this guy. As far as I know, if you chop down a tree and you take out the tree stump, it doesn't matter. I don't think trees grow back if you leave the tree stump. So leaving them, removing them, I don't think it matters either way. It's gonna... they disappear. Now I do think trees do grow back, but I don't know that to be a fact either. Or I don't know that to be a fact. They may grow back, but I do know that if you cut down the tree stumps or not, it doesn't matter. They don't grow back. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, so let's build some more blades. And this time we'll build, we need more sticks. One more stick. Oh, hello. Alright, let's start making our way towards our camp now. We'll avoid these guys. Let's get away from all the mobs. So, let's see. We look at the map, and we wanted to build, so on this seed, mine is right here. Really? How far are you going to follow me, dude? Alright. Well, let's dance, you and I. Tell your brothers I just whooped your ass. Stay away from me. Alright, so on this seed, I believe mine is over here. The wolf den is somewhere over here, so I think I wanted to establish kind of right in this area. There was a flat spot. I like to build on a flat area. I know, you can get as creative as you want with this game. You can build wherever you want. You can basically do whatever you want. I know a lot of people enjoy building on the uneven terrain and making these really cool, awesome cities. I suck at it, so I'm just going to try to find a flat spot where I'm kind of in the middle of all that stuff. I am looking for certain things, though. I do want to see. You want to see a mixture of young fir trees. You want to get the older fir trees. You want to see these are birch here, so that's going to be next level. So young firs like tier 0. The older firs are tier 1. Birch is tier 2. I think willow might be a tier 3. So you get softwood. The birch gives you a hardwood, and then there's also dark wood. I think I haven't got that far yet, but so different tiers. So you want to kind of look. I kind of look for a combination of that stuff. You also want to kind of find an area where you've got the sort of in between If you look at the map, this highly densely populated areas is trees. This is open prairie areas, more or less. So you want a kind of mixture of that kind of thing. And then finally, you want to kind of look for, there are elk. Is that one? It might be a... Yeah, so there's an elk right there. There's also these kind of, there they are, hopping off the smokers. They're kind of a rabbit, ram, weird hybrid looking thing. So I'm looking for animals as well. To supplement our food needs. We've got meat and to supplement all our vegetables and other foraged items. So I guess, I don't know, this is probably a good enough spot to begin. So we'll start here, and the first thing I will typically do, let's look a little bit closer here. So our shipwreck's here. We can send people down this way. We can build out this way. Yeah. This looks pretty flat and open. So we'll build out that way towards the shore. Let's drink some water real quick. We're getting thirsty. Yeah, we'll establish here, and then we can kind of work our way towards the shore, and then work our way out towards the mine and so forth. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you can terraform in this game. You can terraform just about everything. And by doing that, you press the B button, you bring up your tools, and there's this terrain level field option. And when you select that, you're going to get these 2 arrows here, and whatever direction you're pointing, if you click, it's going to establish your first grid square, and then you can walk out and expand out. You can walk forward to kind of expand your grid out. As long as your posts don't turn red, you can terraform wherever you've put that at. If you extend it out, if it is red, you won't be able to build there. But it looks like, so right here, I'm good. I'll go ahead and click to place my endpoint and then to confirm it. And now it's going to establish an area that I'd like to terraform. Next thing you want to do, so I'm missing my hoe, so I need to create a hoe. You need a hoe to terraform. So we've got our hoe, and then we just start flattening out the land. Alright, so right now I'm still in day 1. I probably, ideally I'd move a lot faster. I get this thing, my campfire, all the way up to my barbecue established, and I get my Eye of Odin down, and I get my first villager on his way by now. Typically, I've kind of been trying to explain the game a little bit, and it's kind of going a little bit slower than I probably would like to, but I guess at the end of the day it doesn't matter too much. But you do kind of want to move fast, because again, there's invasions and events that happen that will affect your village. In particular, winter. I mean, winter, by winter time, and I think each season is seven in-game days, I think is what that basically equates to. So you want to try to establish clothing before winter. You will freeze to death, and it gets, especially when the blizzard event hits, it will get super cold. So you do kind of want to move quickly. I've noticed that even if I don't move super fast, I can get to that point before winter. So it's not really a rush, but something to keep in mind. All right, so in bushcraft, we'll go ahead and we'll grab our simple fire and we'll plop that down here. And it doesn't really matter where you put it. We'll just drop it there. And then a nice thing about this game, one of the many nice things, is you can pin just about everything. I think I might have mentioned that earlier. So with Q, you pin your recipes, and then you can see what you have available and what you need to collect still. So we got the fiber. We'll drop our fiber. Let's chop down some more trees here. So we just got injured. So again, like Valheim, where a tree can fall on your head and kill you, trees won't fall on your head in this game, but you can get injured. And anything you do, whether you're chopping down trees, you're chopping rocks, you're whatever, I think you can get hurt just doing just about anything. When that does happen, you'll see a little indicator above your health bar there. You want to stop doing whatever you're doing. I think it actually will continue to hurt you if you don't stop. I don't know exactly, but I always stop, and it usually goes away pretty quick. So it's gives you an opportunity for your stamina to reset and all that. So just whenever it happens, I just stop and wait for it to reset. Alright, one thing I did not do, and I just got lucky, is I mentioned earlier that when you create your water well, you want to have a natural, you have to build those on top of these natural water collectors. So fortunately there's one right here. So when the time comes in a few minutes here, we'll build one of those. But yeah, they're scattered out throughout the world. They're pretty abundant and easy to find. All right, so we need a couple more sticks. Let's grab some more sticks. And now we've got our campfire established. So most things in this game are upgradable, and this fire is no different. So in order to see the upgrade menu, we go ahead and hit the T button, and here we can see that we've got a campfire available to us. Things only become available after certain other things are built and so forth. But most of this stuff can be found within your upgrade menu here. So the next thing it's going to want us to do is establish a campfire. So we'll go ahead and do that. But let's talk to our wisp first. He might actually want us to build. Yeah, he wants us to upgrade. So we'll go ahead and we'll pin that one again. We'll go ahead and upgrade to our campfire. And we've got the stone. We'll pin it so we can see what we need. We need more sticks, so we'll chop up the sticks here. So again, everything breaks down to smaller components. So we'll break down this long stick to sticks, and we'll grab those. We also get firewood. Firewood's nice for the campfires early on. Eventually you'll want to get coal. And coal is the really good resource to have for not only your campfire but your forge and anything that requires fire. So, but early on, firewood is abundant. Alright, so there's all our sticks. Let's see if we can find some stones around here. I feel like there's stones this way, maybe? Yeah, so we got a lot of these natural water collectors. That's nice. There's also, the other thing I guess I should have mentioned is that we want to try to find Jotun blood shards as well. An area where there's a lot of them. You can go explore and collect them over time, and it's fairly straightforward and easy to get more of them. But early on, it's nice to have them in a close proximity. So a lot of things to kind of consider, but those may be the top 5. You want the water collector, You want Yodam stone shards. You want the undiscovered mine, the wolf den, and then close to the shore. It's kind of the top 5. Come on. Alright, so let's get you. It is a little finicky sometimes in trying to select stuff. We'll bring this back to our camp. Alright, so as mentioned before, anything as you add stuff to the world, it will display in your map here. So now we've got our simple fire. So if you ever get disoriented, you can use your directional indicator to kind of find your way back to where you need to be. Alright. So there's our campfire. And now we've got some new deeds completed, and if we click on G, it's going to show us. So there are a lot of achievements in this game. If you kind of oh, there we go. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch. So there's some for combat, survival, building, crafting, etc. So as you progress and complete these things, you can so build a water collector, for example. These can be pinned, so we can pin that. Everything can be pinned, which is pretty cool. Alright, so the next thing, let's go ahead and upgrade. Once we got 2 more upgrades we're going to do, and then I'm going to call the video and we'll move on to the next thing. We're going to do our fire cover and then finally our barbecue pit. So we'll add all those materials. We want to pin that so we see what we need. So we need 1 bark and 3 sticks. Here's our bark. We'll grab that. We'll chop up this. Oh, bring it over here and chop it, I guess. Alright, and some things you do have to build. A lot of stuff, most of the stuff you have to build. Early on you don't have to build your campfire, but now that we've got a fire cover, you do have to build that. In order to build stuff, you do need a wooden hammer or a hammer. You will get metal hammers as you progress later in the game, but we do need a metal hammer, so we are going to need 2 sticks for that, of course. So let's grab another stick. We'll build our hammer. And then we'll go ahead and build our fire cover. Alright, and then finally, let's build our barbecue. And for that, we're going to need a ropa and more sticks. Grab some fiber real quick. We need some. Let's drink some water and eat some berries. Grab some more real quick, and then those are berries as well. Let's see. Here's another flax bush. So that should be enough to. Oh, we have a lot of fiber right now. All right, so let's create our rope, and then grab our sticks. Ah, wrong button. Alright, and 3 more sticks. So And again, RPG elements. So I'll roll. I'll roll. That's how I roll. I'll roll. Try to do things to increase the skills as I go along. Everything you do has advantage or consequence. So might as well do it. Alright. Yeah, so here's what I'm talking about. You get a pile of junk that you got to try to weed through, and the T button is your friend. Alright, so let's build our barbecue. And there we go. So we can start cooking some meat. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks everybody. In the next video we'll build our Iavotum and we'll get our first villager. I appreciate you joining. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.